Would it be in here? Anyway, yeah, so if you save a simple file like that, that's what you need to turn in once you finish the simulation. And then if you do that on your own part, it could be a wheel turning, it could be a lot of other things. Like what would be great for your final presentation as well is to show some things. You could even take your motor and you could make that the driving joint. And if you set up all the other joints, you could have that driving gears and have the gears driving other gears. And you can actually put joints that represent gears. You don't have to have a modeled gear. You can just make a joint that says this simulates this size of gear and that size of gear. And you can have the drive shaft turning, which will go into the differentials, which will go into the wheels. And so you could have your motor spin and you can show your wheels spinning as you do that. And if you're really tricky, you could even have the wheels turning while your wheels are spinning and everything else. Did you have something you wanted to say, Dr. Jensen?
And if you're real tricky, you can actually drive chains or the belt that goes from the motor, so you can simulate soft items like chains and linkages, as well as hard items like gears or differentials.
Right. And the ability to do chains and gear and belts is new in NX 7.5. They didn't have that before. So, Phil, did you have a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're on your own.
Yeah. So you can have as much fun with that as you'd like, but that would really make your presentation look awesome, having that kind of stuff. Okay.
One thing that I would
go ahead.
One thing that I would add to this discussion is that what you want to do is not just have a kinematic or motion analysis just for having a motion analysis, but in your presentation, you want to have an engineering story that goes along with it. We use this tire tracing so that we could really figure out the fender opening on each of our shell models. We use this angular calculation or this distance traveled calculation so that we knew how to restrict the steering racket pinion on the car or whatever. And so you want to be able to do it and explain why you did the motion that you chose to do.
Right. Thank you for that comment, Dr. Jensen. All right, are there any other questions or comments? Okay, I guess, last thing, I was going to show just a real simple how to do visualization very simply. So if I open up, I'll just close all parts. Close all. And let's just use one of these parts. Wow, that's cool. Okay, so okay, so here we have, actually looks pretty cool by the way they did it already, but if we want to show a rendered picture instead of just having your standard, well, maybe I can find a different part that doesn't look as, let's see here. Right. So let's say I have a part that I want to show for my presentation, but I don't want to just save a picture, a screenshot of a gray part. A very easy way to sketches. Okay, so it's real simple to make this look nicer, even just for a simple screenshot, and then you can go even above and beyond that. What you can do is this right here is system materials, and it has a whole list of predefined materials in here. So one common one you may use would probably be colors plastics, a black plastic, but we can really do this in anything else we want. So and all the ones they have here. So let's make this gold. If you just click and drag, you can drag it right onto the part, and then it'll change color here. But then what you do is you just simply say View, Visualization, High Quality Image. And it'll bring up this dialog box, or this box, and we can select photorealistic. I'm going to do preview because it'll run a little bit faster. And then whatever your view is right here, you just click Start Shade, and it will render it. So we could actually do a better looking one. And there is a gold part right there. You can do this on an assembly scale as well. If I wanted to show and hide. Oops. Bodies. Right. Datums. Sketches. Okay. So I can click and drag the different parts. Like I want to make this gold, and I want to make this aluminum right there. And they even have some other ones you can use, like we probably use some plastics, like this part is going to be plastic. Oh, this one will be plastic. You can have some funny ones. Let's see. They have, you probably won't use this in your, where are we? Construction. Varnished mahogany. And granite. We'll make this pin granite. Anyway, so once you do all that, view, visualization, high quality image, and when you shade this, it'll come out like that. So it looks like there's two bodies there. I'll have to delete one of them. Yeah. Anyway, there's two on top of each other. But as you can see, you capture the high quality image, photorealistic, start shade, and it makes that look like it is here. And then you can say save, and it'll save it as a file, usually a TIFF file, and you can tell it where to save that file at. And then along with this, the visualize shape, you can put like backgrounds, you can put a box with different colors, or even JPEGs, images, or whatever. You can put lighting and all that stuff. And so that's all, you can go ahead and play around with that. But this would be a great way, like when you give your final presentation, and even in design reviews as well, it looks much better. And I noticed a lot of groups did this week, or have been doing it. It looks nice to show, instead of just a gray block, it looks nice to show some kind of a rendered image that looks a little more realistic. So, any questions or comments about that? Yes?
They had a black background on that other part, just as a default. How do you change that?
I do not know, but I can look it up for you if you'd like.
Go to preferences, and you can change your
Background? There we are. Okay. Thank you, Larissa. Yes?
You just drag and drop these gold and granite pictures and things like that. If you save, do they stay with the parts? Or will they be there next time you render it?
I believe so. I believe so. Dr. Jensen, did you have something else you wanted to say?
I was going to just make a couple of comments on the surface shell models. That generally, if you want part of your shell to represent windows, you're going to have to trim your surfaces in the shape of your windows so that you can easily go in there and apply different material properties to where the windows would actually be, would appear. The same with headlights and things like that. And so you typically go onto a plane that is kind of normal, and you sketch the shape of your window, and then you project that down to the surface and use that curve to actually trim your surface definition. And then you can easily have a plastic shell with a plexiglass clear window material where the front windshield, rear windshield, or side windows would appear.
Exactly. Does anyone have any questions about that? How to do that? Okay. Great, yeah, and don't feel restricted by only using NX. If you want, there were some groups last year that used other programs like Bryce or whatever to do their visualization. So if you have skills in other programs like that, feel free to use those as well to visualize your parts. Okay? All right, great, thanks.
One comment.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
One comment along those lines, though, is if you're thinking about submitting your images to the Unigraphics or the NX calendar, they don't take Bryce images. They take only the NX visualization images as consideration for calendar images.
Right. Thank you for pointing that out, Dr. Jensen. So, yeah. Okay. All right. We will be walking around and answering questions on Skype as well as in the classroom.